Uh,
It
I
was it was
that
the best.
for whatever reason, yeah, that hall, yeah, it's just,
I don't know if
and
you'd be
that's
mad.
always kind of yeah, it kind of translated into my circle of friends ever since then too, because like, if you weren't quick witted and and willing to take a little shit, like it just wasn't as much fun.
You weren't gonna hang out long.
No, not at all. And so yeah, it's, I don't know, for whatever reason we all got stuck in that same hallway. It was kind of
Destiny.
wild. Yeah, it was good, but yeah, that's gonna be a fun bull session. Aaron hadn't been on in a while, and so I think he's ready to unleash a little bit. I
Oh my
hope
God,
hopefully
he's
get
gonna
him on a.
have to be
Uh,
ready.
oh yeah, I hope he is like he's just in full on rant mode. I hope so much.
I can't wait. And the Rocks are playing. Are they playing right now? I think.
I think so.
Oh, I can't wait. I got to study up on that. Even though I like the Rockies, I just want to talk a little shit.
Yeah. he's he's oh yeah, he's it's gonna be a good one. But I
Okay.
yeah, and way the way everything has went in the last couple years or so, I'm just really interested to uh see how
Yeah.
the old bull session goes. It's
Uh,
gonna be
it could
it's
take a
gonna be
lot.
a good one. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good happy reunion. Well, shit, we got 8 people watching now,
What?
George.
That's
We're
pretty big.
moving on up. We
Usually we
got
stop at
we
4.
got 8 people. Yeah, no, they have nothing better to do, and that. Oh, we already lost two. Damn it.
Oh,
Whatever.
come on,
Uh,
guys. 2 already? We were just BSing.
yeah. Well, it'll be all right. We'll get them back. But what's up, daylight burners? Happy Wednesday. We're doing I got a kind of a full week next week, so we're gonna try to get a episode ahead this week. So this will be your Friday episode, and for all those of you still listening right now, then you can listen to it again on Friday. But we're gonna do our market report, and then we're gonna follow it right up tomorrow night with my circle of CSU buddies reunion tour. We got Mr. George coming back on again tomorrow night, and my buddy Aaron and my buddy Tim, a couple other people maybe. I might see if Brad and Nick want to jump on too. We'll see. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
but we'll
Oh
just
my
make it a
God.
big old party. And
Brad. Oh, I would love him to jump on. Are you kidding me? Oh,
I
yeah.
uh, I think I'll send him a text when we get done here. Tell him he needs to get his ass on.
Yeah.
So
Tell him I'll
we'll
be that.
oh, I'll let him know. You get him a badass Rockies hat. He might jump at that chance.
He might.
He's Brad has just got older and crankier. Like he's got far crankier than he has older,
Oh,
but he's a
his
cranky old
ears to
man
crank
nowadays.
show is like his crank is turned way up.
Yeah. Yeah,
That,
he doesn't look so much like a little kid anymore, but he acts like an 80-year-old man.
he's just always the man of extremes, isn't he? Just jumped right to the 80
I
year
think
old
so.
man.
Exactly. My buddy Brad was he had a whole bunch of medical complications when he was young. Like he was severely lactose intolerant for a while, and he didn't. He was about a buck 15, fucking wet in all the way through college. I think with a beer belly, he might have cracked a buck 25,
Maybe
maybe.
packed a
But
load of.
he
Oh,
oh, we got Local ranchers react to something or other. Jenny Stichternath.
Oh yeah, she works for us. What
Oh,
is
okay,
yours?
cool. She posted an article. I'm clicking on it right now. Um, but yeah, old Brad is just yeah,
He's
he kind of grew up a little bit as far as how he's built. He's still just tall. Well, he got taller. He's still just really skinny and scruffy looking, but now he's just crankier than hell all the time.
oh, that is the best story ever. I can't wait to talk to Cranky Brad. Brad, if you're listening, put a smile on.
He's always got a joke, but he's just like a cranky, always in a hurry old man. Just like another local ranchers react to. Oh yeah, the National Western Stock Show. It's postponed now.
Oh yeah, they interviewed me for a TV show today in the local Grand Junction deal. I wonder how
Oh
that
no
turned.
kidding.
They did. They asked me about the stock show cancellation and how it affected my business directly and stuff, which it doesn't really huge directly affect me. But I'm like, probably
Well,
affect a lot of the kids that want to show and might affect every local business around the stock show area, maybe to the tone of $120 million that they're not going to bring in, but whatever.
yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. Oh, there's a video there, so we'll go ahead and I'll just pop it up here right quick.
Let's pop it up because I haven't seen it. And usually most news show interviews that I do, they take the 4 words that I didn't want heard. They put
Of
that,
course.
you know.
Oh, there he is. All right, perfect. Well, we got it
Let's see
going right
this.
now.
Let's see this.
We got no sound.
Always an embarrassing time to listen to yourself talk, you know.
I know it.
You know,
I'll
you
try
know.
try that again here. I think I had that on mute for some reason.
Yeah, check that out. See what I said.
All right, there we go. We're back at it now. All right.
Let's see how this looks.
Of the Colorado Cattlemen's Association feels the same way.
Ooh.
She's also a local rancher in Fruta and says the cancellation of the stock show for January 2021 will be a missed opportunity for people from different walks of life across the state to meet in person.
One of the big concerns for me is
This is
the
probably
connection
not.
that's lost
Yeah.
between rural and urban Colorado. We really need to be looking for ways to
Good lady though.
bridge that gap.
Van Winkle
Yeah.
adds the business side of the National Western Stock Show is irreplaceable, but that will have to wait until 2022.
All of the thought leaders come together, a lot of producers come together, and there's a lot of deal making, a lot of transactions that take place.
Well, she said kind of the same
And
thing I
that's
did.
there's also a heritage piece to this. My great-grandparents showed and sold
I'm sure
cattle there.
yours
My
was way
parents,
better
my
than-
grandparents, my
I
parents.
saw you on there a minute ago.
I did as a child.
Back at Loma Livestock, George Raftopoulos says the
Oh, here you
COVID-19 pandemic initially caused the value of cattle to plummet when the pandemic hit, but things have now gotten a little better.
Nobody would sell into those low prices, so our volume went way down. So we, on the marketing side, we run off of volume, and so that hurt pretty tremendously there. Now we're starting to pick back up, and we're getting into our busy season.
Again, the National Western Stock
Well,
Show is planning to be
They
held
just
in
gave
January of
you a
2022.
nothing
The
part
stock
there.
show also provides scholarships for over 100 students studying agriculture and rural medicine
I'm
in
sure
colleges
you
in
had
Wyoming
like a
and
ton
Colorado.
of very insightful stuff to say there, and they just gave you the most vanilla part of your interview, and that's what they rolled with.
Every
Bastards.
time you do that to me, I should start turning down TV deals. With the wolf, I did it twice. The first time was terrible, and the second time I just decided to say the same sentence over and over again. Every time
Oh.
they'll talk to you for 10 minutes too.
Oh yeah, and then they'll just yeah, they'll either pick something that they can take out of context, or they'll just give you just like a fluff feel good type deal. Here
Exactly.
you go, kid. Here's your TV time.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. 'Cause I
Well,
have a
for
lot of
what it's worth, I thought you did a good job. I just
thanks.
we've
Thank
done
you.
enough of these
Thank
things that I know you've got way more insightful things to say that you probably did say, and they just left completely out.
completely out. And thank you. Thank you. It's like the, the Anchorman news crew. Just
Bastards. Oh well.
well,
Uh,
I'm glad all
so how
the list. Go ahead.
I was just say how was the sale on Friday?
Actually, it was a pretty good sale. It was a smaller sale, like real volatile in numbers right now. Like 2 weeks ago, we had 1,200, and then we've had two back-to-back sales of like 190 head. The coal cow market stayed pretty good, like 63 to 66 on the better cows. And the bull market, we only had like 6 bulls. Two of them were probably like really good high yielding bulls. They bring 88. So it was like 4 or 5 back. That thing's kind of backing up a little bit. And the feeders we just didn't have many. We had a few nice ones, just not enough to make a big group. They were a little bit back of where we had them a couple weeks ago, but still actually pretty good and all. Like a 5.5 weight steer, even with low volume, was still bringing 150, 55 plus. I thought it was pretty good. And for what we didn't have, if we get bigger runs, we might have been able to push those ones a little farther. But like the market, even since we've talked, McKinley, like last week, I think it was like that April board was like at 115 or something on the April paper, and now it's at
Mm-hmm.
118 today. So I mean, for yearling prices, I mean that's going to be. I mean, I think we're going to be actually higher as we work into more volume of yearlings, and the calf prices too. That June board stayed well above 110 for a little while, so it's given opportunities to sell these calves at a, like you said, it's not something that, like, it's one of those prices right now that it's like maybe just good enough, and like some of the sellers maybe not extremely happy about, but it's still a little too high that the buyer maybe not be too happy about. It's kind of in one of those levels. But I mean,
Yeah.
oh shit, we fought through so much stuff um to get to right here. Now we still have this big million head cattle backup, and that's a debatable number. I know the USDA has it quoted about there. So we're like a million head of fat cattle behind in slaughter numbers than we were last year. And that's probably the biggest thing to watch right now is how we continue to work through those. The market just keeps chewing through them, and the market also keeps telling us to hold cattle because it keeps those back markets a little higher, which is kind of a dangerous game a lot of times. That would be the only kind of concerning part I see in the market right now. But the market wants to look forward and get higher a little bit for right now. And I mean, they're like, it kind of keeps getting beat down and then just charging back. I mean, it's such a hard thing to guess from week to week, anyways. But it hasn't been that volatile in the cash market lately. I mean, the futures have moved up and down quite a bit, but the cash really hasn't. As far as the feeders, it hasn't been that crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's kind of uncertain everywhere around, so it makes sense that the cattle market's kind of that same way. But I think that cash price, you know, if it's kind of steady, that you're kind of right where the market's supposed to be at. It may not be favorable for us produce on the producer side, but it kind of is what it is. So.
Yep.
And Jenny said the early part is better. It shows some of the bred heifers. So I will. I've got that
Okay.
tab open, so I'll share it on the page. So we
Cheer
get the full glory of George Raftopoulos. But since your local TV station is kind of a bunch of assholes, let's go ahead and do a recap of your thoughts on. They call it a
on the
postponement till January 2022, which means they're just taking a year off. So therefore, the National Western Stock Show is canceled for this upcoming year. Let's call it what it is. A
call it
postponement for a
try to
full
church.
year means you're canceling it for a year.
Yeah, don't try to church that up, Dirt. You know, it
Exactly.
just it's canceled. And what I said on my well cut out TV, local TV show was they asked me about what it affected business right there, like at the livestock market or whatever, how that affected. And I said probably has not too much effect at that level, but where it has the
Yeah, very
effect,
little.
very little, exactly. Where it has effect is all these kids that have their animals ready to show, a bunch of the show time stuff, and kind of like in that art, what that Janie Van Winkle said, I kind of mirrored some of her comments where stock show is kind of a place where we meet, like where I'd go to see you if I haven't seen you in a year.
Yeah.
It'd be, like I said, collaboration, networking, a lot of big deals happen at those deals or tended to, especially back in the day.
Yeah.
Could go to Teddy's, the old Holiday Inn Teddy's.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think that's what I told them is I think that's what's kind of almost lost. And I guess that's lost in a lot of these, everything going virtual for right now instead of like face-to-face collaboration. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that is losing the industry. I'm not saying losing it a step, but as far as deal making and stuff, it's nice to be in person, gaining that relationship. So, and on top of that, I said the Denver economy is going to be the most crippled by this. I mean, stock
Absolutely.
show, from the Uber drivers to the bartenders to the hotels to, I mean,
Hotels, yeah, the food vendors at the stock show, like
yeah,
everybody that, and it's not just the local economy there, but it's like the ag economy in general. Like you said, that it's a networking deal, but that trade show is huge, and we all make fun of the once a year cowboys that buy their Dumb and Dumber fringed gloves to go walk around
yeah,
and play cowboy for a week, but those fuckers spend money, so like it's a
yeah,
big deal, and yeah, that's just, man,
and
and it's tradition, man, it's tradition, it's stock
yeah,
show.
it's a stock show, and who's to say like the stock show is legitimate on the cattle show side, has a legitimate risk of losing that. Like
Yeah.
some of these shows are going to move to Nebraska. I heard of one show that's going there. I don't know if it was the Simmental show. I don't quote me on that. I can't remember, but they're still going to go someplace to show. And at what point do they say Denver maybe even doesn't want us anymore? Let's move this thing out.
Which, sad thing to say, but that's probably the case. Like,
Yeah,
I think, even though, like, once that initial economic hit takes place, when the stock show is no longer there, I think by and large the people of Denver are not going to be sad to see it gone. There's going to be like the true Denver people that have known it their whole lives, but there's been such a big influx of new people that, yeah, I don't know, and it's sad to say because shit, I mean, it's home state, man, and it's fucking Denver. It's the capital. It's one of the the most historic cities of the old West, and it's just kind of gone to shit.
the shit gone to shit. And I mean, and they're devastating that thing. They wanted to do this whole National Western Complex I mean, that's what they're in the middle of, this huge revamp on the center. And then you're going to let momentum go like that. And like I said, it could never be back to what it was. And that is sad. for all the like the yard bar. They tore it down. I get that. But they did all this work and now they just cancel it.
Yeah,
I mean, if there were
it's
liability when you buy your ticket, make sure that it's assigned. You can't sue us if you catch COVID type of deal.
yeah, yeah, I've got so sick from the stock show many a times.
Numerous,
Like
everybody.
I'm pretty sure I shit my pants at the stock show one year, and this was like high school. So like it wasn't even like a party and it was just like legit like stock show scurvy. And like it's
Yeah.
just a thing. Like you know that you're gonna spend January at the stock show and you're gonna spend the rest of February and probably till the middle of March recovering from
Yes.
whatever sort of AIDS you got at the stock
Oh,
show.
gonna happen every time. It's the same thing that like I love when they say about the schools. No infections of whatever they say gone up or whatever in college. Well, every year when we come back from summer break in college, let's say, or any school in America, everybody
Mm,
gets just what happens. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, and luckily, going back to the glory days, we had the most excellent housekeeper of all time in Parmley Hall. Linda would bring us tea and
Linda.
lemon and honey when we were sick. She was awesome, and she could quote Office Space with the best of them. That was probably the kicker.
Linda was the best. I mean, it was like everything came together in 2 Northwest.
I know it. It was just a magical place.
It was. I love that place.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Is
Yeah,
Mountain
so
I know something about the Mountain West maybe going to try to play football now? All they're all coming around now.
well, I hadn't heard much on the Mountain West. I saw that the Big Ten caved. Good. That I think that's.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna. Uh, that is a good segue into what I want to talk about. But like football's back. It's been back at a small scale for a couple weeks now, but this was the first weekend where like it was really back, and so you had a bunch of college games minus the Pac-12. Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
No, nobody cares.
Who cares
And the
football?
Big Ten, I don't particularly like. I kind of like Penn State, and I kind of like like Iowa,
Yeah.
and then I hated Nebraska growing up because I was a CU fan growing up because that was who
You?
was on TV, and then I went to the first uh, Mile High Showdown and fuck CU fans. So I'm all in on the Rammies, and therefore since then I've not become a Nebraska fan, but I don't hate Nebraska anymore. And
Yeah.
it really was Nebraska and Iowa saying, "No, like fuck you, let's play football." That got the whole thing going, and it sounded like it was Michigan was the one school that was holding out,
Oh, good
and
job.
yeah, but shit, they even had old Harbaugh like marching with a mask in in protest of not playing football. So, uh, but on the like the election side of things, the Big Ten, you've got Nebraska that's going to go Republican. No real contest there. But Iowa's a swing state,
Big time.
Ohio's a swing state.
Big.
Michigan's a swing state. Pennsylvania's a swing state. And when all those schools and let's in that part of the world, college football kind of defines culture
Yeah.
for about 6 months out of the year. And if all those states are saying no, fuck you, we're playing football, I think that's a good sign for old Trumpy Bear.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna sweep the Rust Belt again, and
Again, give it to him and give
it's
him California.
I he the California thing is not out of the question. There's I don't know. There's still a lot of crazy lefties out there.
Oh,
I
there is.
still I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if Trump lost the popular vote again,
Yeah.
but it's like won with an even bigger landslide in the electoral college. But I think places like New York and California, the lefties will come out in force. But yeah, I think with the Big Ten coming back, that's a good sign for Trump because
Yep.
that's a lot of Rust Belt states that are starting to say no. Let's get back to normal, and I think I should say if there's no outbreak, but I'm going to go ahead and say when there's no outbreak because I
Yeah.
think this thing is pretty well over after this weekend. It's going to be you're going to really have to jump through hoops to justify staying locked down. Um,
Oh
yeah, it
God,
doesn't make much sense.
dude, I'm totally with you. And where we at? I mean, it doesn't make much sense at all at this point. I mean,
No.
I I just can't find any logic. I mean, even at the start of this thing, didn't like the lockdown, but I'm like, okay, we'll see it out. But now it's like, I mean, what? That's all I gotta
Well,
say.
yeah,
I
and
just
now like you had the CDC, making this announcement how your masks will not block out the smoke because there are fine ash particles in the smoke
okay,
that
yeah. What?
don't get filtered out by the your masks, but yet a virus is about 1,000 times smaller than those ash particles.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how?
like
And
what's the justification?
what? What is that? And I do want to say, flashback to our market report maybe 4 weeks ago. Maybe it was a little longer, but we were talking about when they bring back happy hours in football, the rioting will go over. And I mean, I think this first Sunday in football, I'm not saying the riots are done, but boy, that was the first case of normalcy that
Yeah.
I felt as wild to just cheer on your fantasy football team.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to black out the Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I'm just, I just want to watch
Just
football, and I'm doing that. I'm making a conscious effort to just watch the football.
I tell you what's a good move, and I've done this before. Is and right now I'm on a I'm on a Tyler Childers tear.
Oh
Is you just
God,
put the earbuds in, put on a little Childers, and watch some fucking football. Who gives a
see,
shit
so
what they're saying? Just listen to
exactly,
Childers.
see, that's it. That's the best advice a lot of people could get. I mean, I think when you go to turn on tomorrow morning, when you go to turn on the morning news, put in your earbuds and listen to your
Yeah.
favorite. Because I mean, you'll
Yep.
have a day because it all doesn't fucking matter. They're all making shit up.
Yep. And if you're gonna listen to people make shit, you might as well listen to me and George. We're a hell of a lot more entertaining.
Wait, guys, tune in like every Tuesday, Wednesday, or random day of the week. Never know when you're gonna
Yeah.
pop up here for you.
Yeah.
All
For
live.
sure. And yeah. I mean, we're doing it 3 days a week here. So if you need
You know what?
something to break the
Yeah.
monotony, we got it. We got it here.
You know what I was gonna
And
say on the marketing side? What I was thinking of, and I listen, like a lot of people might just cash this out and throw it out, whatever, and it's just kind of advice. But like getting more where this futures market is, I think if you have the feed, if you have the feed and your cows are in good condition, a guy can take a position on this futures board, like in some way in that feeder board, maybe out into January at some point here, like with some options or even with the straight hedge, and then grow your calves until the middle of November, however long those cows can handle it. Because it's looking like if you sell a 550 weight calf, you're going to get about the same dollars per hundred as a 650 weight calf from what the futures are telling us. So if you have a way to mitigate some of that pricing risk, I think now's the time to push for pounds. I mean, mitigate your pricing risk through futures or something like that. Maybe it's a forward contract, but maybe try to push those cows if you have the feed. I know a lot of people don't, but if you do, I think now's the time to put a little pounds on. I think it's going to pay you. I mean, you might get another $100 per head just by putting another 100 pounds on, if you can, maybe 60.
Yeah.
I just thought when we were talking, so I decided I'd spit it out.
Well, that's what we got you here for, George.
Yeah.
You're the guy that watches this stuff pretty closely, and you know, and you guys should be smart enough to know this, but as a general disclaimer, George is not advising you what to do with your cattle.
Yes.
He's telling you he sees the market, his opinion on how it's going to go, and if it was his cattle, this is about how the approach he would take, roughly right around that. So there you go. You guys are not idiots, but some people are.
And we just need to throw that out there.
We have to.
Yeah,
We live in a stupid world right now, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah, stupid world that really a lot of people are getting so frustrated with. Really, I think the mass is on the frustration side.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm gonna stand by this statement. Like, if you're getting a little frustrated and just pissed off at the world, put on some Childers. You won't regret it. That's
one of the best pieces of advice I've heard probably for all week.
Yeah, and and also Turnpike, because it sounds like they're gonna get back together. I mean, Evan Phelps is out doing interviews.
You want to go back to my Facebook feed from a while ago, and I fucking said, "Come back, it's coming." If they did, I would book tickets to the next Turnpike show, even if it's in.
Absolutely.
I'm going.
Yeah, Elker, R.C. Edwards, Ryan Engelman, I forget their drummer's name, and Kyle Nix. Like, if you guys just put your heads together, talk it out.
Let's just
talk it out. Whatever you got to do. Don't drink it out, because that was part of the problem. So, Evan, you stay off of that stuff. But just come back, play a show, and you could single-handedly save 2020.
You could. I mean, let's get this together, guys. Don't do what Cross Canadian did to us. And it didn't work for anybody. That's a no-win situation,
Like, Cody, we know it's the Oklahoma thing to do, but for once in your life, don't be Okies and stick together and see it through.
All wrong too. So just remember that and just don't try.
Yeah. Just check. Play a little 7 and 7. Play a little bit of 1968. Play a little bit of Gin Smoke and Lies. Yeah. And rescue 2020 for the rest of us. Be the hero.
You can rescue this. You can rescue this, and we're talking right to you, Turnpike, directly.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, get together. We don't even care if you like each other anymore. This is a workplace, like every other workplace. Play a show. You guys travel in your own rigs. Who cares? Who cares?
Stack up, play a show, save 2020.
Yeah. We know you've been on that volatile roller coaster. Hashtag save it.
Hashtag Turnpike saves 2020.
It can happen. They're going to come the final quarter. When they do announce a show, if it's not sold out by the time I find out about it, I'm going. You heard it first here on Burning Daylight. I'm going.
Yeah. They called the Turnpike cancels the Rona tour.
Yeah.
We got the marketing underway.
We can handle this for them if they want to hit you up at Burning Daylight, Evan. If you're listening, just to see on marketing and stuff, if you want to, we can run a campaign for about anybody.
Oh yeah, we got it. Turnpike cancels the Rona. Burning Daylight saves America.
I want to hear Evan play Diamonds and Gas, or is it Diamonds and Gasoline? What is that? Is that the song?
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
at the
Fuck yeah.
Cowboy Wyoming, Wyoming. That's the last. I think that's the last time I saw him a few years ago. But if they want to
I
come
never
back,
saw him there, but that's a good place to watch him.
dude, that's where Chancey. We'd always go up to watch Chancey. We were in college when he was up and coming. That was good
Yeah,
shit.
he's kind of big time nowadays, huh?
He is, man. He's been doing really good. He's got a new
Yeah, so
album, Third Street.
yeah, hey, speaking of which, we'll use a Chancey Williams this episode.
Let's do
Uh
that.
or yeah, Chancey Williams and the Younger Brothers band.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
he's got
I
that Third Street album. That all of his songs are good, but that Third Street, I think he named it after Laramie on that Third Street where the bars are at. Where Cowboys at.
You remember the library? It's a good place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good
Laramie is
beer. Laramie is a fun town. I always loved the CSU Wyoming rivalry because you would talk shit to no end, but you were drinking beer like the you're talking shit. Like there was a few fights, but don't get me
yeah,
wrong. There's always some fights, but like for the most part, it was just a bunch of hicks talking shit to each
dude,
other, having a good old time.
having a blast, man. It just good ranch kids that were up in that area too that went to school there. Wyoming, northern Wyoming, South Dakota. Fun.
Yeah,
God,
hell yeah, good people. Yeah, I always loved the border war. It was a good time. Good times were rodeo, the Laramie rodeo, Fort Collins rodeo is
yeah.
always a good time.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I mean, are you not gonna do all that, people? I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
yeah,
We got to have some fun sometimes, for God's sakes.
I think so. And I don't know. I just boy, they're really beating this COVID deal like just as long as they can.
I mean,
Like they're they're
100.
they're they're yeah, yeah. It's like they got the old ass Bob Woodward's like, oh, see, he knew, and I knew that he knew 6 months ago, but I had to
Yeah,
wait to put it out in a book right before the election. I had to hold on to it because
because
money and stuff.
yeah.
But
I
this was
mean,
bad, let me tell you.
this is so terrible. This is the worst thing. I mean, give me a break here. I mean,
It was so terrible that you were not willing to give up, another couple $1 million as a 938-year-old fucking decrepit human
yeah,
being. Honestly, I don't know how he's still alive.
yeah. Is he the
But
oldest man in America? Is he said in the Guinness book or what?
I think there's a Japanese lady that's older than him, because
Okay.
that's how they do it. There's probably like 10 Japanese ladies that are older than him because that's how they
Yeah.
do it over there.
Yeah.
But
What if they
but
live forever?
as far as in America, I think the only older person might be Joe Biden. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Joe B. He's older and more senior. That's good. He's running for president. Not bad choice,
Well, it's
Democrat.
all right. They're already running with the Harris administration with Joe Biden as president. So
Exactly. Exactly.
like, we called that months ago too, but
We did.
they're not even trying to hide it anymore.
They are. It's just unbelievable. It's just like, okay, boys. Okay. Just like
Yeah.
right slappy in the face scandal. Doesn't even care anymore.
Well, and he's supposed to be like this big revered within the Democratic Party. He was the vice president to the only black president in history.
Yeah.
And like, so this is how
So
much respect you have for him, like that you're a guy that's obviously fallen into dementia, and you're gonna put him through the stress of a presidential campaign in the year 2020
yeah.
when nobody speaks person to person anymore. Everybody communicates through social media where there is no repercussions for what you say for the most part.
Yeah.
And you're going to put a senile old man who you revere as one of your party leaders, one of the greatest of all time in Democratic Party history, only
Yeah.
to like make sure that you get this lady that you already put out there that nobody liked, but you really like her. So just gonna slide her in. So I give Biden 2 months if he somehow manages to get reelected or get elected. I give him months before he either suicides himself
Yeah.
or is declared mentally unfit.
Just right past the inauguration.
Hmm. Yeah, about February 1st, they'll be like,
Yeah.
actually, just kidding. Here, President Kamala.
Yeah. And Kamala, if she ever got that, she put more people in jail for 25 to life for possession of marijuana in California than anybody that's living on this earth right now. I mean,
Yeah, so that is a true point. And since if that's the case, that if like I said, if Biden somehow gets elected, yeah, give till February 1st, and then you'll
yep.
be living under President Harris. So that means we're all going to jail at some point. I don't know
Yeah.
what for. They'll find a reason.
I'm
So anybody
gonna go check.
who go ahead.
I'm just gonna go check myself into jail if she gets elected.
Just turn yourself in right away. Believe it or not, jail right away.
Just let me my time. Let me do it, and then let me get out of here. Okay.
Yeah. So anybody who has good knowledge on how to keister objects to get into prison, now is your time to shine. You can make a killing teaching people how to keister drugs. Because if Kamala Harris is president, yeah, yeah, if it's a business opportunity right now, because if Biden gets elected, we're really looking at Kamala Harris as president, and
yeah,
we're all going to jail. Everybody's going to prison.
Everybody's going to jail. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
learn how to keister.
Yeah. Show me. You heard of show me how to Dougie? Well, now it's show me how to keister.
Yeah. So just start buying cartons of cigarettes. Practice
Marlboro
on them.
Red, full strength.
Don't worry about the ones that you're gonna crush while you're teaching yourself to keister. The value of a cigarette goes up exponentially when the clink. So, you've got some disposable income there.
Yeah, you don't worry about crushing a few, maybe a few hundred. You're gonna get it all back plus some.
Don't throw them away though; those things still sell.
No,
at a discount, but they'll still sell.
Those are the Family Dollar cigarettes in jail.
Oh yeah, they'll still turn a profit. They're
yeah,
you don't want to advertise those, but they'll still profit.
Yeah, that you turn that into your shake bag. That's
kind of like it's kind of like your mom, Tim. I don't know if you're still watching, but
is that
you don't want to
be on
advertise it, yeah, you don't want to advertise Tim Mom, but she'll sure turn a profit.
Yeah, Tim. And once again, Evan, come on, Turnpike, bring it back. Let's go.
Yeah.
Before we have to go to jail.
Yeah. Save 2020. Turnpike saves 2020. We'll turn it into a Christmas special. You can wait till Christmas to do it. And it'll be like Kiss saves Christmas, except a Turnpike saves Christmas. It'd be way better. It'd be a lot better music. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Kiss because they had some jamming tunes, but come on. Turnpike saves Christmas? Shit.
You can't match Turnpike. You just listen to every Turnpike song probably ever recorded and you're fine.
Yeah. How funny with it. You just put their music on loop and you just have like some old 70s kung fu movie playing in the background. Like makes no sense.
Ah!
I'd watch it. I'd watch
I'd
the
watch.
fuck out of it.
I'd turn it up.
Yeah. Can you imagine just like Jackie Chan just roundhouse kicking somebody in the face while oh, let's say the Bird Hunters is playing in the background.
I love. There you go. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
might be. Might need to redo a Jackie Chan movie.
I would. I this is a simulcast, so I can't put a poll, but I'd like to put a poll on here that's like best Turnpike song of all time. I
Ooh, that's cool.
I don't know if I can go best, but if like gun to my head, the song I would pick probably going to be 1968. I don't know if it's their best, but that's
God,
the
I
one
love.
I would pick.
I the first song 1968 was the after I thought of the first song when you said 1968 made me debate my choice, but I'm just gonna go the first one that came to my head, and that's Every Girl.
Ah, it's a classic. It's catchy. It's got a great it's a very well written song, but it could play on the radio. It never did. Should have. It would have been a big radio hit.
Huge.
But whatever. Keeping them pure.
Yeah, keeping
But
that's kind of music that needs to be on the radio.
it should be. But and I guess it's kind of the hipster in me. I'm glad it's not because
Yeah.
they never did sell out. But yeah, 1968. If I had to go
God,
album, it's hands down Diamond and Gasoline.
and
That's one of the best albums ever written.
you can play that on loop, on repeat, just for
Yeah,
a while.
I did for a long time. When I
Yeah.
first bought that, I bought the actual CD because their stuff was not on iTunes yet.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they were that small, and but I had it in my pickup. I put it on loop. I had it on, of course, you had to rip it to your computer to upload to your iPod, and yeah, I had it on loop for probably a good like 4 months. Like that
Yeah.
that was about all I listened to. Um,
I mean that album is so good, and I mean I love Diamonds and Gasoline, the song too.
I've got a whole bunch of GoPro footage. I may just do that one time. Just put every Turnpike song on shuffle, and just it'll be like a 200 gigabyte video file. Just put it up on YouTube. Just where it's just a bunch of random GoPro footage and Turnpike.
You'd get 100 views a day. They might just put
Yeah,
it on.
just for the music. I don't even care if they watch the footage. It's just for the music.
Yeah, just let's just put this on because it's Turnpike and they're getting back together.
Yeah, and it's just Turnpike on shuffle with cow stuff in the background.
You can't beat that, can you? I don't think you can
I don't think
personally,
so.
and if you think you can, well, if you don't like Big Red, then fuck you.
Then fuck you. How's the smoke over in Western Colorado?
Dude, it wasn't that bad for a second, but like the last 2 or 3 days, like it's been just not as quite as bad as I saw like your videos and stuff. That looks pretty smoked in. It's like about half that bad.
Yeah, I feel like a Christmas ham, just slow smoked to perfection over the last couple 3 days.
I
Just
know.
just
It's like
a giant chunk of jerked meat.
just you have been smoked on. I mean, and it doesn't look like there's much end in sight to a lot of that shit, huh? I mean, how are they doing with those
I
fires?
don't know. I think there's one, probably the biggest one. There, it just kind of turned in on itself. So they're just kind of letting it burn out. So, shit, it's
Oh,
just that smoke's just gonna get worse from that one for a while. But
uh,
they're talking the whole month. So,
yeah,
shit, I guess we're already halfway through the month. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's there's not much end in sight.
yeah.
Hopefully by Thanksgiving is what I'm shooting for.
That's kind of about the right guess too. I mean, it's been
Yeah, hopefully
smoky.
we get some snow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Snow's about the only thing
just put some
to take those
snow.
fuckers out.
Yeah, but I think I've been seeing a lot, and it's hard to tell, because how the algorithms and shit work. Like it's fucking weird. I hate bitching about being like shadow banned or whatever, but like I'll post something and it'll get like 100 reactions and 10 to 20 shares within a couple hours, and then it'll say it only reached like 4,000 people. But then there'll be another post that'll get the same numbers, but it'll reach 10 to 15,000 people, and like, well, what the fuck? And so
Well,
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I'm pretty sure that I'm being shadow banned. Like I'm almost certain of it, but I don't even know how to. I don't know how to combat it even.
well, I'm the same way. I can't boost post anymore on my Loma livestock page for some reason. Like literally, just like
Really?
I posted this whatever market post, and then since then I can't boost it. And the worst part about it's awesome. The social media is awesome in a lot of ways. The worst part is I'm like, are there any people there? I mean, you have a problem. Good luck.
Yeah.
Period. I need to
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, I don't know how you how you correct that either. Like there was one time uh what was I was giving away a rope, and it was a 3-strand poly rope. You can get it from 30 foot to 70 foot long. But it was a red, white, and blue 3-strand polyester rope, just ranch rope, and they called it the Trump rope. But I could not put the word Trump on anywhere in the post. None of the hashtags, not on the actual product description, anything, and promote it because it was considered a political post. But I clicked this is not a political post because it's not. It was advertising a giveaway.
Yeah.
But I had to remove every mention of Trump, and then it got approved right away.
See, what is that? Is
It's fucking.
this China? What is this shit?
But I bet you if I would have said the Biden rope, which would have been like a frayed piece of balin twine.
Yeah, exactly. The kind you
Um,
dig out of the
but
like the feed yard.
yeah, and they probably would have maxed out my budget within the first couple hours because they put it everywhere.
Yeah.
And but I'm sure it would have been approved like that, and then I would have got the best results ever. But yeah,
What kind of bull?
it's stupid.
Really stupid.
I've um I've heard rumors, and I don't, it just kind of like I've heard it on some podcasts. I've read some articles that there's supposedly like a big antitrust lawsuit coming against Facebook and Google, and that might be this year's October surprise. I don't know. I don't even know how to think or how to feel about that. Like I think I'm I think there should be something done about Facebook and Google, but at the end of the day, I'm a private property guy. But I don't consider Facebook and Google private property anymore. As much money and influence they have with the government, I guess I wouldn't be sad if they got made a public utility, and they. But I don't know. Like that's just a rumor I heard. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but like it's getting pretty bad. Where like they're starting to censor Trump's tweets and shit like that. I mean, it's pretty blatant at that point.
Yeah, it's bullshit. I mean, like I said, the private business type of guys, free market stuff like that, but they're not allowing it to be. See, they're fading it so far one way. There's no part about free opinion, and they can they can put out whatever they want, and they can censor and not and reject whatever ad they want. I mean, they have more control than a state-run media, honestly.
Well, and that's the thing is like when you can start to be able to sway elections, because I mean, like if they wanted to, like overnight, they could just shut off any conservative voices, like ban them completely. Like Trump is gone. Everybody to the right of Bernie Sanders is just silenced, gone
Yeah,
from social media, and and I think that would have the adverse reaction that they would want, because you go too far one way. But when they can put their thumb on the scale like that, and then when you're working in conjunction with like the NBA, who's wanting to, one of their demands is to turn the stadiums into polling places, and which of course they're telling you to go out and vote, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge, make sure you vote for Biden.
yeah, exactly.
Like that becomes a problem.
Yeah, it's a big
And
problem.
I don't know what the exact solution is to that, but that's like I said, that's one of the rumors I heard. I don't know. I think if I was Trump, I would legalize marijuana today, and that'll give you enough of a boost to just coast. Like
Exactly.
I honestly think if he did that, say like, hey, marijuana is like
Like
decriminalized or whatever, and
plain. That's it, marijuana is
yeah,
federally.
and then hey, we're putting down this bill which commutes the sentence of everybody who was convicted for a nonviolent marijuana charge is free tomorrow. Like you put that down and you win. Like that should
You
be the
win
October surprise.
50
Yeah.
states. 50 states.
Yeah. You
That should,
probably carry the black vote too. Like
oh,
not just like make gains, but probably win the black vote.
oh yeah, like win it. And I mean, oh, for sure. That'd be a great boost to him. And that's a really risk-free play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a risk.
it's something that every president has should have done since the start of the drug war because it's just wrong. All of it is wrong.
Yep.
And it should be
Yep.
done, but if he would just do it like right now, like there's no way he loses. I don't think there's any way he loses right now, but like if you want a little bit of a little bit of cushion to help your lead, that's a good way to do it.
You can just do that and go home. You'd win. It's done. Over.
And the way this year is going, like you might piss off a whole bunch of old people and like super fundamentalist religion type folks. But you know what? They're still gonna vote for you because they sure as hell ain't gonna vote for Biden.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they might be pissed the whole time, but they're gonna vote for you. I mean,
Yeah.
and those are the same.
Yeah.
Those are the same people that if the weed shop opened up legally in their town, they would be might be the fourth people in line at the grand opening.
It depends on what part of the country, but if you're in the Bible Belt, they will not be in favor of that one in their town. But they will drive 2 towns over to go get a
Yeah,
little bit of ganja.
yeah.
But they don't want anybody at church to
Oh
hear
no,
about
not in
it.
there.
So
Oh no. Yeah. That's the only time that asks. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a wild time we're living in. It's
I'm glad
I
we.
know I say that a lot. Yeah, it's it's good to just talk about some shit, but I don't know. It's a weird time, but I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think kind of going back to the old football thing. I think that's when this first weekend goes off with basically without a hitch. Supposedly Kansas City booed the unity moment. Good for Kansas City. I
Good
fucking hate the Chiefs, but good.
for them.
Whatever. That was
Thank
bullshit. It was not a unity moment. It was pandering to the left wing mob that
Yep.
has taken over Portland and all that bullshit. Fuck you. We just want to watch football.
Yep. Fuck off.
So hats off to Kansas City for being rowdy ass Kansas City.
Give you,
Uh,
Kansas City, much respect.
yeah, now fuck off for the rest of the season, but that was a good
Yeah.
move. And
Yeah. The Arrowhead gonna beat your ass. But thank you for booing.
yeah, exactly. Fuck all that nonsense. Where everybody's tired of it. Just go out and play some football.
Yeah. Come on. Give us something to relax to. Fuck.
Yeah, seriously, go earn them dollars that you're making, all those
Yeah,
millions of
big
dollars.
time.
I don't even hate you for it. I hate the argument well like they're overpaid. They're not really. They're getting market value because that's
Yeah.
what billionaires who are typically pretty good with their money. Billionaires are willing to pay them that amount of money, so that must be about what they're worth. Whether they should be, that's a different discussion. But you know, you're a 22-year-old kid from the hood, and to get paid, go get that paycheck and do something with it. But in the meantime, put on a good
Like,
show and stop with the fucking nonsense. We just want to watch you make one-headed catches.
and if you guys want to worry about something with all that money, give a little to me. Let's feed cattle. And you can sit up at night and worry about the cattle market. You won't even, you'll forget about any policies.
Yeah. You funnel some money towards burning daylight and Loma livestock. We'll feed cattle for the inner city or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do some stuff. We're here to work with you. Just play some football, one-handed, even do your in-zone dances. Everybody likes it. Just forget about the off-field antics. I mean, if you're going to do off-field stuff now, let's do stuff like Pac-Man Jones used to do when he used to rain $100 bills on strippers.
Oh,
I mean,
Pac-Man Jones was a good time.
Yeah.
Well, unless you were one of the women that he hit, but when he wasn't hitting women, he was a good time.
Exactly, and this is not an advocation for Pac.
No, we're talking strip club Pac-Man Jones. Strip club Pac-Man Jones was a good time.
Yes, he's the maniac, the man, the myth, and the legend. So I mean, get a little Pac Jones in you, LeBron. We've had enough of your trying to be
the good kind.
Yeah, the good one.
Exactly.
LeBron, the strip club one.
Yeah.
Just to
yeah. Awesome. All right, man. Well, I think we covered it all, didn't we?
I think we killed it, that one. And it's about bedtime, old asses. So I think we got to go because we're burning some daylight, McKinley.
Awesome, man. Well, I think that's going to do it. So you guys don't let your butt crack.
Yeah, seriously, don't let your kitchen.